Hi and welcome guys. Today I have another special game I wanted to share with you. This game was played in 1961 in New York and it was played between Nicolas Rossolimo, who was playing with white pieces, and Livingston, who was playing with black pieces. For those of you who do not know, Nicolas Rossolimo was a famous chess player, chess grandmaster and chess inventor. I call him chess inventor because one of the variations in Sicilian game bears his name. It is the one with e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6 and bishop b5 is so-called Rossolimo variation. He was also called the artist of chess, so a truly amazing figure and amazing player. Through his career, Rossolimo won many brilliancy and best game prizes. This game is one of the prettiest Rossolimo's games in my opinion, and I'm sure you will enjoy it as well. Just a reminder, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and like on the video, as this will help recommend my video to more people, and it will also help with YouTube algorithm as well. And if you would like to get better at chess, I can recommend a high quality courses from the link in the description of this video. So without further ado, we will go straight into the game. So the game started with e4, black replied with d5, this is Scandinavian defense. E takes on d5 and queen takes on d5. Knight c3, right now this queen is attacked and black decided to move this queen to a5. d4 was played for white, usual idea to capture the space in the center. Black responded with knight f6 and knight f3 was played for white. Bishop g4 was played for black to try and pin this knight and remove one of the protectors of this pawn. That is why white replied with h3, trying to remove this bishop from this threat. And right now black decided to play queen h5, putting even more pressure on this knight. And right now you cannot take this bishop because your rook on h1 will fall. That is why the game continued with bishop e2. Right now you remove this pin and black played knight c6. Still, taking this bishop is not an option because this rook is hanging, so the game continued with castle for white. And right now we are already in a critical part of this game, because right now in this position black decided to sacrifice his bishop for an attack on white king. White decided to take, g takes on h3 and queen takes on h3. At the moment looks like white king is in danger and is weak, but for now white has enough pieces to remove and repel this attack. So the game continued first with knight g5, attacking this queen, queen h4, and game continued with d5 for white. Right now the idea for white is to try and cover even more space since black is lacking in development. Right now this knight on c6 is attacked and black decided to move this knight on e5. Right now game continued with bishop b5 check and black decided to respond with c6. D takes on c6, b takes on c6, and right now white played knight d5. So this is a tricky move, already putting some tricks on the black, because I will show you in case black decides to play c takes on b5, there is a knight c7 checkmate. So knight d5 is a strong move and is trying to threaten this fork as well, and because of all of these threats black decided to castle on his queen side. Of course this wasn't the best move. The best move was knight taking on d5. I want to show you right now. So instead of castling, black should have taken this knight on d5, then the game would continue with queen takes on d5. Obviously you cannot take the queen because this pawn is pinned, so the game would continue with queen g4 check, king h2 and queen h5 check. So perpetual check was the only option for black in order to draw this game. White was unable to trade the queen because, for example, after queen h5, if white played king g1, after queen g4, if white decided to offer his queen, we can simply take their queen, and after king takes we can take their bishop, and material is the same, but we have two pawns up, so we are not a piece behind anymore, and we lack in development as black, but we have a better position here and a material advantage as black. So this wasn't an option for white, and the perpetual check was the only thing black can do, and black could have tried to draw this game, but of course this wasn't happened and black decided to castle on his queen side. That is the reason game continued with bishop a6 check. Black king is forced to go on b8, going on d7 is not an option, and I will show you. If the black king decides to go on d7 instead of b8, then we have a knight takes on f6 check. After the king goes on c7, we continue with queen h5, we want to stop the perpetual check, and after this we are winning the game with huge material advantage and a possible fork later. So this was not a good option, that is the reason black decided to go with his king on b8. So the game continued with bishop f4. Right now white decided to sacrifice his knight here, and he wants to put a pin on this black knight on e5. Black decided to take this sacrifice and black played rook takes on d5. Then the game continued with bishop takes on e5 check, and right now the situation is kind of scary for black. King is forced to go on a8. I will show you what would happen, for example, if black decided to take this bishop. So after bishop e5 check, if black takes, we have a queen d8 checkmate. So this wasn't an option for black. So that is the reason why after bishop e5, black king went on a8, and the game continued with c4. After c4, white decides to sacrifice his queen as well. But black didn't want to take it at first. He first played queen takes on g5 with a check, and after bishop g3, now black decided to take white queen. Now we will go back and see what would happen if black immediately took the white queen. So after c4, instead of going queen g5 check, maybe black could have played rook takes on d1. Then the game would continue with rook a takes on d1, queen takes on g5 check, bishop g3, and right now there is a checkmate threat on this field here, so that is the reason why black would probably continue with knight d5, and after c takes on d5, probably the best move for black would be c5, and this is how this game would continue. Of course, very hard position for black, because his king is completely paralyzed, and it's gonna take a lot of time before you can move this king to safety. So this is how this game would work. Of course, c taking on d5 was not the best move for black, because right now white had a rook c1, and then the game would continue with queen g4, because you have to protect this field here on c8. The game would continue with rook c8 check, queen takes on c8, and bishop takes on c8. So this was not a good move for black. The only move that was working was c5, as I showed you before, with hard position for black since he is lacking development, but this still can be played for black, of course. Now we will go back to our position. So after bishop d3, black decided to take white's queen. The game continued with rook a takes on d1, and the game continued the same with knight d5. Obviously this threat is huge, this is a checkmate threat, and it has to be stopped somehow, so this is the only way black could stop the checkmate. White played c takes on d5, and black responded with c5, which is a good move because you want to block c and d files, and you want to stop rooks from coming on 8 file, of course, and checkmating the black king. That is the reason the game continued with b4. The idea for white is simple. You want to open a c file and create a threat on c8, and this is why black responded with c4. He still wants to keep these files closed as much as he can. The game continued with rook d4 for Rossolimo. Rossolimo now wants to attack this pawn and open up c file, so black replied with e5. The idea is to attack this rook and also to develop this bishop, so this rook can come and defend black king. The game continued with d takes on a6 with en passant move, and black played bishop takes on b4. Finally he opened his rook, and this rook is now on the 8 file and can assist king in defending his position. Game continued with rook d7 for Rossolimo. Rossolimo is now creating a checkmate threat on b7 with bishop b7. That is the reason why black has to defend this square with rook b8. Of course white is unable to take this rook because this bishop is pinned. That is the reason why white decided to play rook f on d1, again creating a checkmate threat, and the only move that worked for black is bishop e7, which was played in the game. And I will show you right now what would happen if black played something randomly like h6. Then the game would continue with bishop b7 check, rook is forced to take, rook d8 check, queen takes on d8, rook takes on d8 check, rook b8, and rook takes on b8 is a checkmate. So that is the reason bishop e7 was played. After bishop e7 was played, white decided to take this pawn, and he played e takes on f7 with a threat of promoting this pawn to a queen. The black tried something in desperation. He played c3, and after f8 and promotion of a queen, black decided to resign. And I will show you now why. Firstly, if black decides to take this queen with his bishop on f8, then the game would continue with bishop b7 check, rook takes on b7, rook d8 check, queen takes on d8, rook takes on d8 check, rook b8, and a rook takes on b8 with checkmate. I want to show you another variation. So after f8 and promotion, if black rook decided to take this queen, then the game would end with bishop b7 checkmate. So this was all for today's game, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please share your thoughts in the comments, and as always, we will see each other in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.